AIG's chairman and CEO Edward Liddy will have to answer questions about those controversial bonuses tomorrow when he appears before a House Financial Services Subcommittee. The chairman of that committee is Congressman Kanjorski, a Democrat from Pennsylvania. Darren Gersh sat down with Kanjorski and asked him what he wants to hear from Liddy tomorrow.
Well, I want to hear the fact that Mr. Liddy understands how this decision to handle this information on the bonuses and the compensation and withholding it from the administration and from the Congress until the 11th hour was extremely detrimental. And I would be less disappointed if I didn't know, but I actually related that conversation and that information to him more than 6 weeks ago. So he should have been and was informed as to how serious it would be. That being the case, he has again caused a destruction of the building of confidence that's so necessary if we're going to save this system.
Well, when you talked to him, did he just not get it? What did you tell him, and what was his response?
Well, first of all, as a response, we're going to work with you, Congressman. It means we're going to give you the information you need so we can analyze what the possibility of what we're going to have to do or what we're going to do will be known. Now, that's important. Even if he had done the very same thing, if he gave me the information and he convinced me beyond an iota that there's no other choice that they had, and we'd run it through every legal mind that we were aware of, and there's nothing else they could have done, we would have been on board with them to explain that to the American people and to our fellow members.
I was told by a company source that AIG did go to many of these employees and said, look, we want you to give back some of this bonus. We want you to give back 30%. The company's in trouble. You need to make a concession. And the employees said, no, we have legal contracts, and in this environment, we don't trust that if we renegotiate, if we're staying with the company, we're going to get paid 6 months down the road or 9 months down the road. And others said, I want what I want now. So do you think AIG tried?
They may have, but they weren't sufficient. Their own trying, they should have extracted some help from the President, from the Congress, and the American people. Right now, I'm in favor that we find out who these folks are that got these bonuses. Let's name them. Because even if they're not going to give the money back, in Pennsylvania we have a principle known as shunning. We'll shun them. They took $4, $5, as high as $6 million at a time when this country is on the verge of bankruptcy. And they would serve their own purpose ahead of the public purpose.
What can Congress do now? Can Congress stop this? Stop these bonuses from being paid?
Well, Mr. Liddy, had guaranteed to us that they would give us the information necessary to make these judgments. We did not receive any of that information until this last Saturday night, the very day the payments were made. So it's after the fact. The burden now of proof has shifted, and that makes a very difficult time to change the burden of proof legally. But it just seems to me that they were taking personally defensive action. They were dealing in such a way that their employees would be protected and have the greatest advantage than the American people or the American government. And it's just not the way I like to see it happen. Nothing else. I'd rather say to Mr. Liddy, look, Mr. Liddy, nothing against you, but I don't like the way you make judgments that don't come out in a situation that I determine as being fair and equitable.
Let me ask you about the larger picture, which is this obviously is a blow to AIG, and it's got a lot of people upset about the way these financial rescues are working. Has it poisoned the well for the Treasury to come back to Congress and say, sorry, we need more money to save the banking system?
Right now, they couldn't succeed. That's the judgment of most members of Congress. Now, if that's the case and that case prevails, you're talking about a scenario that you could cause the American economic system and the world economic system to collapse. AIG is so important and so intertwined that its survival is essential. And that's why I can't believe that on crummy bonuses that they put the whole American and world economic system at risk.